Hello, Moline High School. It's Miss Borman here with your social emotional lesson for September 6, 2023. We're going to start a unit on respect and responsibility, and today is our first lesson. Before we get into respect and responsibility, I would like to do a quick review of last week's lesson. So we had 1,375 responses, and all four grade levels were presented almost totally equally. Two of the statements that I really wanted to point out were the I feel supported and respected in my school and classrooms, and my school is a place where people care about one another. And the reason I wanted to focus on these two statements was because we are doing respect and responsibility. So these two statements kind of really stood out to me. Now, 73.2% agreed and 12.4% strongly agreed. So those are really high numbers about being supported and respected in your school and classrooms. And 70.8 and 10.9% agree and strongly agree about this is a place where people care about one another. However, when I sat down and did the math and I looked at it, it also kind of came to me that 197 students did not agree with feeling supported and respected in the school and classrooms. And 252 students chose do not agree that my school is a place where people care about one another. Now, there could be a lot of reasons behind this for sure. It could be the way that the students read the sentence, read the statement. It could be that they were thinking about teachers versus students. But even though those are small percentages, I still, when I looked at the numbers, I was like, I really wanted to point this out that when we really think about respect and responsibility, as we talk about this in the next few weeks, that I would really like to see a lot more of those students feel respected and feel that they're cared about, and that we can all as a whole group take some responsibility for how we treat each other in school. So here we go. What are we learning today? Well, again, respect, responsibility, and then we're going to do activities. It's actually going to be kind of a shorter video today because I really just wanted to take some time to get everybody thinking about respect and responsibility and take a little bit of time to reflect on that so that in the next couple of weeks we can dive a little deeper into it. So respect, what does respect mean? So when you do a Google search on respect, you get the definition from Oxford Languages, and respect can either be a noun or a verb. When it's a noun, you can have a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements. Or it could be due regard for the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others. As a verb, it means that you are admiring deeply as a result of somebody's abilities, qualities, or achievements. Now, respect can mean so many different things to different people. It can be expressed differently in different cultures. And there's always the question of respect being earned versus expected. I know that there's lots of conversations about respect. So at the end of today's lesson, you're going to brainstorm what respect means to you personally. And you're also going to talk about what it looks like to you. I want you to think about that, because you really need to understand what your expectations are in regards to respect so that you can communicate what your expectations are. And it also helps you know how you're demonstrating respect. And then that way, if somebody you feel is not showing you respect, you are then able to communicate what your true expectations are. Responsibility. So again, according to Oxford Languages, the definition is the state or fact of being accountable or to blame for something. Another part of another definition would be the opportunity or ability to act independently and make decisions without authorization. So now I like to think of responsibility as taking accountability or ownership of one's actions or words. So really just being like, I did that, I said that, standing up for who you want to be and what you're doing, and not trying to blame others or put it off on other people. Now, responsibility can come in many forms, obviously. You have responsibilities at home, school, work, with friends and family. So, responsibility can have different nuances depending on where you're at. But I still kind of think of responsibility as just really owning what you're doing and what you're in charge of and what needs to be accomplished. So, in today's activity, you get to explore more of what responsibility looks like for you. All right, so here we are, finishing up the video pretty quick. So you technically have about 3 activities. So there's a Google Doc that will be in your Google Classroom. There's one for everybody, and you can take some time to write down or type up your thoughts. You could do it on a piece of paper, however you want to do it, but the Google Doc is there if you want to type things up. And the questions are really just what is responsibility to you? What is respect to you? And what do those two things look like? Then, if there is time, I think a class discussion would be an awesome thing to do with these words. You could do it as a whole class in small groups or in partners. Just share your ideas with each other and get a good discussion going around the idea of respect and responsibility. Now, here's one more new thing. We didn't do this last year. But at the end of every SEL lesson, there is going to be a Google form for you students to complete at the end of every lesson. And this is just so that we can get some feedback from you on how these lessons are going and if there is anything more you would like to learn about, or just to kind of help improve how these SEL lessons go. So that is all I have for today. Again, all of this is in your Google Classroom, and I will see you all next week talking a little bit more about respect and responsibility. Have a great rest of your week, Moline.